Hi guys, and welcome to today's reading. So today we are looking at what is happening for you in March, and this is a timeless reading, so it doesn't matter what year you're watching it. It could be a year from now, it could be 2 years from now, it's still going to resonate. So we're going to split it up into sections today, guys. So I'm going to get some main energy first, just to see what you're going to be feeling like energetically the month of March in general. Then we're going to get into your career and finances. Then we're going to get into your relationships zone. This can be romantic, platonic, it could be anything. And then just some final messages that Spirit would like to convey, as well as some advice. So you guys know what to do. There are 3 piles today, and I will head on into the reading now so you can pick your piles. I will see you at your timestamp. Timestamps are down in the description box as well as the comment section. Hi Pile 1, and welcome to your reading today. So this is your March predictions, and yes guys, these ones are going to be timeless. So you can be watching this any year, it does not matter, but it is for the month of March. Now again, like I always say guys, I do apologize for any background noise. I have the window open. So let's get into this. Now the way I'm doing this today guys is I'm splitting this up. So we will have the different sections. I'm starting off with an animal card here for your general energy for the month of March. And then we're going to get into your sections, so career and finance. And then we are going to get into love. I don't normally do love readings, but you know, I kind of feel like adding it into this one. So we'll see what happens there. And then we are going to get into just sort of like a general sort of your overall happiness, health, like spiritual sort of reading, okay? So your spiritual energy, that kind of stuff. But we're starting off with just a general energy here. And for your card today, guys, we got the horse. So this is, to me, freedom. Okay, this is independence, and you know, I keep hearing horse sense, right? So very, I just hearing like you're going to be very aware this month of March, and it's funny too because I'm hearing like aware but focused. So you know how horses have their blinders on? And the blinders, they wear these blinders especially when they're racing and things like that, so that they don't get distracted by the things around them. So I do see that, you know, perhaps this month of March, you guys are going to be very focused, and you know, this can be endurance as well. But I'm also getting this sense of like you being like hyper aware at the same time, which is really interesting. So it's kind of like, you're aware of what's happening in your surroundings, but at the same time, it's not a distraction for you, even though you're aware of what's going on around you. It's like you're still focused on your goals and where you're headed. And I like here with this card that we've got the moon here as well. So you may be very much in tune with the moon cycles this month of March, or in general, you know, you may feel very connected to the moon. And I'm looking at the mane here, how the mane is braided as well. So this is just really random, but some of you guys may be changing your look a little bit in the month of March, you know, maybe doing your hair, something like that, something a bit different I'm hearing to what you normally do. But the main message I'm just getting here is like, there's just 2 things. It's like in one sense, it's like this sense of a feeling of freedom, but it's also like, you know, focus as well. And this freedom may come from the focus that you're doing this month of March, or that you have been doing previous to March. that has led you to this independence, this freedom that you're feeling, because you've been focused on your goals, or you've been focused on one area of your life, and it's now flourishing because you've really been focusing on that. Yeah, I mean, I'm just seeing a horse just freely galloping through the fields. But I'm also seeing, actually, though, too, like an equestrian kind of scene. So some of you guys may do equestrian, or, there may be some kind of competition or something that maybe you guys do, or that you've been focused on. Maybe you've been, working towards this. Maybe if it's a sport or something like that. Or you may be doing that in the month of March. But generally, with your energy, I just feel you being really free and focused. Yeah. And of course, we do have the Earth sign up here as well. So you guys might be an Earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Or again, because you're so focused on your goals, this could just be you being really grounded, perhaps in the month of March as well. And just feeling really like in the moment. It's odd because I'm just getting this really free feeling, and it's like this carefree. It's like I'm just gonna go with the flow. It's like, whatever happens, going with the wind kind of deal. But yet at the same time, there's this, like I said, this energy of this real focus, this determination, this endurance that I'm getting as well. So it's really funny that we've got both those energies. But yeah. So let's get into your other sections, guys. So we're going to get into your career and your finances next. Let's have a look at that. Okay, pile one. So this is your career and finances section. So let's have a look. So we have 5 tarot cards for you, and we have 4 oracle. So with your tarot cards, we have the 3 of Swords, we have the Hanged Man, we have the 5 of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles, and the Justice card. And just to let you guys know, I don't think I've ever mentioned, but I do not take reversals. It's just, I don't personally feel reversals are entirely necessary. Although I will say, if I am getting an energy and I've pulled a reverse, right, and I feel like, Spirit is really telling me like this needs to stay this way, then I'll keep it that way. But generally, I usually say to Spirit when I'm shuffling that I'm not doing reversals, because I feel like the cards do speak enough of what needs to be said, without having to really take the reversals. That's just my opinion though, as a tarot reader. But yes, if I did feel that any of them were meant to really be in the reverse and there was really a message there, I would keep it. But generally I don't. So if you're ever just wondering, this is why. So like I said, we have the 3 of Swords, we have the Hanged Man, we have the 5 of Cups, we have the 2 of Pentacles, and the Justice card. We also have Visualization with Petunia. We have Understanding with Night Blooming Cirrus. I'm not sure I've said that right. We have Action and the card of Security. So what I'm going to say here, guys, is that you may have been feeling some kind of disappointment in your finance area and career. There may have been some setbacks, some kind of heartache here, something maybe that didn't work out, because we do have the 5 of Cups here as well, and this can talk about disappointments, regrets, and so maybe there's certain careers that you've tried out that didn't work out, or a particular job that hasn't been working out, or maybe that hasn't been making you feel happy. It's maybe you've experienced some heartache or some hurt within this job, and this can be in the finance as well. But what I'm seeing here, guys, and with the 2 of Pentacles as well, you may be feeling the month of March that you're really juggling things, and it's a bit of a struggle perhaps to juggle so much. So there may be quite a few responsibilities that you're taking on in the month of March. But what I'm sensing here, right, with this Understanding card, first of all, what I want to say to this is there's two aspects to that. One I want to say is be kind to yourself. So there's a level of you being understanding with yourself. So it's almost like with all the responsibilities that you've got, the things that you're juggling, right, in the month of March, perhaps even the hurt that you may be going through, if this is happening in March, like a job loss or some kind of maybe a career isn't working out for you, or there's an issue with finances, there's a level of understanding here, I feel like, with yourself, where it's like you're comforting yourself and you're saying like it's okay, because I just heard I tried. Excuse me. That's what I was just told. I tried. So it's like you're coming to an understanding of yourself that maybe you tried something and you went for it, but it didn't work out. And that's okay, because not everything works out, right? And not everything is always meant for us as well. Sometimes we are going for things that aren't really meant to be ours. Excuse me, guys. And, we don't really realize that until later on. And we realize, I was going for this goal, or I was heading for this particular career or job or something, and now I'm realizing that, that wasn't in alignment with where I was at in that period of my life, or it's not in alignment with who I am as a person, or, on a soul level. So, or my life purpose, that kind of thing, if you believe in life purposes, yeah. Excuse me, guys. Sorry, guys, I had to pause there. I just needed to cough. So, now with this Five of Cups, so this can talk about focusing on the negative, right? So whatever has happened, focusing on the spilled milk, so to speak. And that's not to say that, whatever you're going through is spilled milk, you know what I mean? But it's like you're focusing on the negative, you're focusing on what's happening too much, and you're not understanding, right, and just understanding that there are two cups behind you that are still standing, right? So on the traditional tarot, of course, if any of you know that, we've got a man standing mourning the three cups that have spilt over, but there's two still standing behind him. So I do feel there's a period where you're coming to that understanding of it's kind of like going through the motions. So I almost feel, I'm really feeling here, it's almost like a grievance period. And that's an odd thing to say in a way. It's a yes and no, it's an odd thing to say, because I do feel like, when we go through something that really affects us, we do go through a bit of a grieving period. Grieving doesn't just associate with the loss of someone, but it can be the loss of something, right? So that can relate to a job or a career path or something maybe that we really had a heart set on, or something that we were working towards that just didn't work out. So I think there's an understanding coming here of like, I have cried over the spilt milk in a sense, right? And now it's time to move on. We need to move forward now with this. And I feel like this is kind of where this action card comes in, because I think there is an understanding of, okay, I'm not going to get out of this period of mourning, this regret, this disappointment, this Three of Swords energy, right? Unless I start taking some action. Excuse me. I do apologize about my throat, guys. But so, in order for you to take this action, this is where the Hanged Man and the visualization card comes in, okay? So I feel like, again, this is that turning around with the Five of Cups card and seeing the two cups that are still standing, right? This is, oh, wait a minute, I still have things that I can build upon. I still have, there's still hope here, right? And for instance, right, let's say if this is in regards to the loss of a job, right? Well, those two cups that are still standing would kind of be like your industry, right? So yes, you may have lost a job in the industry, but the industry's still there. You know what I'm saying? So there's other jobs out there for you within that industry, if that's a career path that you still want to pursue. You know what I'm saying? It's something like that. And, so with this hangman is all about perspective, right? This is about seeing things differently from another viewpoint. And, and I've mentioned this before with hangman, this analogy, but it's like we can look at a square, we can draw a square on a piece of paper, right? And it can be this 2D version, right? But then we can turn it into a 3D version, right? Where it's got 6 sides instead of just, 4, right? So it all depends on how you want to view things, how you want to look at things, right? And it's almost like you're going, oh wait, this has 6 sides. And you're starting to see other things, but it does take some time, I think, out. So I think it's a removal situation. Like I said, it's a process. So you're going through this process of understanding. Okay, I've done the mourning, I've done the upset, I've cried over the spilled milk. Again, guys, sorry, just a metaphor, right? And now I am vowing to move forward. Right? And that action of moving forward, it's like you turned around and you saw those 2 cups that are still standing, and then you went, oh, right? So there's the understanding of, yes, I've done this has happened, and I'm forgiving myself. I feel there's a level here of forgiveness that needs to happen for some of you. And you may feel with this justice card that it needs to come from an outer source, which depending on your situation, it may very well. But I feel for a lot of you, that it's actually coming from yourself. It's like you're forgiving yourself, okay? Because I'm sort of sensing with this horse energy, the energy I'm getting from it is like you're beating yourself up about this. Whatever this was in regards to career and finances, it's something that you're beating yourself up about, whether this was in your hands or not. Do you know what I'm saying? So, for instance, if you got fired, and, I'm not saying that anybody is going to get fired in March or anything like that, but if let's just say, as an example, right, if you got fired from a job and you're there beating yourself up about it, the reasons why you might have gotten fired, but it may have been, not your fault at all. There may have been other reasons that were nothing to do with you as to why you lost that job, but you're there and you're beating yourself up over it. And I'm going to use an example actually of myself. So my very, very, very first job, which was disappointing to me, was, and I was a hospitality girl, like I still am, very much hospitality girl. And I wanted it to be my main career, and for years, ever since I was a kid, I would rave on about like working in the hospitality industry. Anyways, so my very first job was working at a little French patisserie, a little cafe, and it was run by a family. So it was, all the family worked in the business, and I was like one of the very first outsiders that they'd actually ever sort of put on. And I remember I went into the interview, and literally because this was my very first job, and I said I have never had a job before. This is my first job, and so they were like, well, we were really, wanting someone to be able to close the shop and open the shop and all that. And I said, well, if you're willing to show me, I can do that. But yeah, this is my very first job. Well, anyway, the interview did go well, and I did get the job. And literally, and I swear to you guys, I got like 1 pay packet. 2 pay packets off them, and I got fired. And let me tell you what happened. And it was very disheartening for me because I did blame myself, and I did think, I did something wrong here. But I was honestly, if I'm being honest, guys, I was super awesome. I really was. We had this really, really hard door, this door that was like a big steel door, and it was really hard to open. And when you've got like boxes of cakes and, all kinds of different treats and things, it was, I would watch so many people behind the counter struggling to undo this door. And I never understood why they didn't just prop the door open, all that kind of things. But anyways, and so, and there'd be a lot of elderly people coming in as well to get their cakes and things for the week and stuff like that, like regulars and stuff. And I would see them struggle to open the door. So, of course, I would run around from the counter and, let me open that for you. And, do you need a hand, just quickly taking that to the car or something like that. And, all those little things. And, having a little bit of a chat with the customers and things like that is one of the reasons, supposedly, that they were letting me go because, yeah. And they said like, oh, you're a good worker and everything. We're not technically firing you. That's what I got told by the owner of the cafe. We're not firing you, but you know, we were hoping for somebody that, you know, has a bit more, you know, experience than you do and skills and things like that. And then they mentioned things like, I mean, you kept going around from the counter and undoing the door for people, and you know, and I thought, well, I'm sorry, am I supposed to sit there or stand there rather and watch people struggle out the door and things like that? I mean, you know, obviously if there's a long line of people at the counter, I'm not going to run around. I don't have the time, but you know, if I had the time, of course I did. So, but you know, but the real reason why I was let go was because, like I said, it was a family-run business, and a family member who used to work there, who initially had my position, I believe, she had moved to another state, and she came back, and I thought it was really odd in the beginning because they paired me up with her to work one day, and I, you know, started hearing conversations between her and the owners and things, and I realized, oh, this is the niece. So I'm like, okay. And then she basically, yeah, she was like, oh yeah, I think I'm going to come back to this state, and I'm going to, you know, move back here and stuff, but I really need a job, and next thing I was out. So the obvious thing there was that, you know, the family member got the job back, and you know, but I did, to make my point, guys, sorry, I did sort of blame myself for that, and I thought, that was my first job, man, and I got fired from my first job, and it was really disheartening. But you know what? Was that my fault? Not really. You know what I mean? I did my best. And at the end of the day, you know, the family member came back and they were like, well, this is, you know, someone we know and they've already worked here, so you're out. But, you know, I did go through a bit of a grievance period of like, you know, and I was worried to get another job, to be honest with you, because I thought, well, what if I get fired from my next job? Which I didn't, so, you know, yeah, but, you know, so, I do feel like you're sort of going through this period, but it's like, I feel like a bit of a quick cycle though. It's sort of like, right, we've cried over the spilled milk, we've done that, moving on. Okay, and there's this understanding, like I said, this like forgiveness of yourself. And then you're moving on to action, right? Being ready to take some action after this hangman energy. So you're starting to see things from a different perspective, and you're going, oh, I know maybe another way that I can approach this. Or I know, you know, if for instance, if it was a job or something like that, I know another job maybe that I could apply for that's in the same industry or another area of the industry. Now, without going into a really long story, again for you guys, for instance, when I started out in hospitality, right, I wanted to be a chef. And you know that saying, if you know, it's if you can't stand the heat, right, get out of the kitchen. And initially, yeah, it was very difficult. I didn't expect it to be as hard as it was. Like in terms of physical endurance and things like that, you know, all the big stock pots and stuff. And I'm a short person, you know, I don't, at the time I didn't really have a lot of like muscles in certain areas that I needed them to be to lift, you know, certain things and stuff. And it was a struggle for me. And you know, and the hours and things like that as well. So you know, and then I ended up actually switching, and I went to front of house. And so I flipped the coin, right, and I went to the other side. But that's an example, right? So, for instance, you know, hospitality is the kind of industry where there's back of house and there's front of house. So there's the chefing sort of side of things, the food and everything like that, and then there's the you know, service side. So your career, your if this is career, right, and your industry might be something similar, you know. So it may just be something rather simple, like just seeing that perspective and going, wait, maybe, you know, I can do this, maybe I can do that. For instance, if my brother works in the film industry, and so for instance, like, I mean, there's several parts to a film industry, right? There's the actors, and then there's the people that do the scene sets and stuff like that, and there's the director, and there's, you know, like there's the script writers. There's so many different areas, you know what I mean? So you guys could be very much in the same kind of industry, right, where there's many avenues that you can go down And so this may be, you know, something that you guys are looking at. But again, the main thing is it's just this change in perspective. And again, if it's in terms of finances, you know, maybe there's some other sort of solution that you can come to better your finances, or just to look at your finances in a different way. And the one thing I will say, and something definitely that I have learned over the years is, and it's a hard thing to do, like when you're in a situation of lack for finances. Now, we don't have the Five of Pentacles, so I'm not necessarily saying that you're in a situation of lack here. But there is some kind of disappointment here. Maybe you invested in something, or maybe, you know, there was something that you were hoping that was going to come off as some kind of financial gain and it didn't. Thus the Five of Cups card. You know, there's some kind of emotional hurt here, obviously, with the Three of Swords and the Five of Cups. But, you know, in terms of finances, if this was something like that, then, you know, it really is about mindset, guys. I will say that for sure. Because, you know, and I know it's hard when you're in a situation of lack and you're thinking like, oh, you know, I'm scraping by right now. My finances aren't the greatest. You know, I'm just able to do this and this, but, you know, I don't have really any spare money to, you know, go out and really enjoy myself, or to do this, to do that. And, you know, you get these people, I want to say naysayers, that come in and they, because I looked at the horse, they come in and they say, oh, you know, you got to change the way you view money, you know, don't think of it in a negative way, think of it in a positive way. And that's all good, well said and done. But when you don't have those finances, it's kind of like, where am I pulling this from though? You know what I'm saying? Like when I'm literally, you know, eating 2-minute noodles for dinner, for an example, right? Where am I supposed to get this positive, you know, outlook on my finances from? And it is a very hard thing to do, but if you can manage to get yourself there, I promise it does change things. A lot of things, you know, everything's energy, guys, right? And so it really does matter how we see things and the energy we put out there, because the energy we put out there is what we get back, right? So it's really important to try and see things in a positive light, and you know, to try and project a lot of positivity out there to get that positivity back. And like I said, in some situations, it is easier said than done. So, right. With the Justice card, let's talk about that. This Justice card. So, there is some kind of justice happening in a situation here. So now if this was a situation where you felt there was an injustice, right? So you were treated unfairly, you were let go unfairly, or there was something around this that, you know, wasn't really so much in your control, this is sort of being rectified for you guys. There's some kind of justice coming in. And I'm feeling two scenarios here. So for some of you, I'm feeling like the universe is kind of bringing in this justice for you, and it's like it's I don't want to say landed in your lap necessarily, but you're going to see some changes. And it's kind of like, oh, I see this justice coming in, right, for me. Whereas others of you with this action card, I'm seeing it's like you're taking this justice into your own hands. You're taking matters into your own hands and going, I'm getting justice for myself. So it's interesting. I see that the two different sides there. Justice can be legal stuff as well, of course. So if this is in terms of like finances and things like that, maybe, you know, some of you might have been going through some kind of legal battle that involves maybe money. Maybe there's been, you know, and so there's an issue here with the finances. But I do see that with this Justice card, sort of things turning over, things shifting, right? Things changing. And again, this a lot of this is going to come from your own perspective, from you taking that time out to sort of find another solution, see things a different way. Despite, you know, with this Two of Pentacles, the responsibilities that you have and the things you may be juggling. And so with the Security card, I do feel like for some of you, you know, this can just be a sort of nod to that maybe feeling of a loss of security in a way. So maybe, like I said, you're not feeling secure right now with your finances, or you're not feeling secure in your career or job this month of March. But for others of you, I'm feeling it's like you're taking action to regain the security, to get this back. So whatever this Five of Cups was, where, you know, there may have been a situation of disappointment, something, you know, a regret even of a choice that was made, or something that happened, you know, again, perhaps an injustice, right? This is coming again around to turn into justice for you, right? So, and the security will come with that. And I just, you know, when I look at the security card, you know, especially with the fire, the lit fire here, it's like that feeling of, you know, warmth and, you know, fire, you know, energy in general makes me think of like passion and things like that. So, you know, maybe your passion will be ignited again. You'll feel rejuvenated. There's some kind of rejuvenation perhaps here. Again, I do feel this sort of cycle of going through this period of mourning, then this period of understanding, and then, you know, the change in perspective, and then we come full circle almost sort of to this, or not full circle, but to this justice card, right? And I'm sort of seeing it go from someone who's learning to juggle. So I'm seeing a juggler, whether it's learning to juggle and they're dropping the balls and things, to someone that's going, hey, look, I've got the pattern going, I've got the momentum, right? The right momentum. And now, you know, look at me go. So I do feel like this is changing for you guys. And like I said, a lot of it is all coming from you guys based on the fact that you're deciding, right, I've had enough of this being stuck in this Three of Swords energy. Okay, I'm done mourning over these cups. Moving on, and you're changing this for the better for yourself. So you guys are actually taking this action this month of March. Okay guys, I am going to now get into the love section. So we'll get into that for you right now. Okay, part one, so we are getting into your love and relationship section. And again, like, I don't normally do these kinds of readings. For various reasons, but yes, anyway, we're going to get into this. So I have drawn a card for some main energy here of one main person that you'll be dealing with in the month of March. And this could be, you know, platonic, this could be romantic, this could be whatever it is, you know, make it fit your situation, right? So this is just relationships in general, right? This could be a friend, this could be anyone, right? Work colleague even. So this person with the Panther, this is someone definitely strong-willed. This is someone that is in their power, and we do have the power card here as well. Someone quite fierce. Panthers are associated, like, as a spirit totem too, with the arts as well. So this person could be an artist. This may give you a clue as to who this person is. Definitely someone, I think, who's worked through their fears as well, because Panthers, you know, sort of have that embodiment of fearlessness, right? So this could be somebody who's really worked through all their shadow side, or, you know, even if it's someone maybe under the surface that maybe still has some fears and things like that, at least on the outside, on the surface, they're really projecting that, you know, they are a very courageous person, and they are somebody who really doesn't fear anything, you know, like this. I'm sort of getting, like, for some of you, it's someone who's really, like, been through it, and they've faced their darkest fears, and they've come out the other side, and, you know, have really changed and transformed into this person of great strength and courage. And then for others of you, not saying this person is not strong-willed or anything like that, but it's more sort of like, you know, oh yeah, I'm not afraid of anything, you know, that kind of persona, when perhaps there could be some things underneath the surface that they are maybe insecure about or afraid of. But you know, they're putting out that persona of, you know, I'm not afraid of anything sort of deal. So, and of course we've got fire energy here as well. So this may be a fire person, it doesn't have to be. But so Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. Had to think there for a second, guys. But we also have the Devil card here as well. So this could be a Capricorn that we're dealing with, so an earth sign. So, okay, this could be for some of you. Now, again, I'm going to have to go through all the options here, guys, because it is a general reading. But of course, I'm going to, hone in on the, main energies that I feel. So, for some of you, this person could have walked away from you. This is someone you know from your past. Or at the very least, this is someone that you've had a perhaps past life connection with. This could be someone from your childhood as well, with the Six of Cups here. Someone I feel like, because Spirit's, making me look at the roots of the tree here. So it's someone I feel like you've already maybe planted roots with. There's some kind of history here. There's some kind of connection already to this person. So yeah, this person could have walked away from the situation with you. You may have even walked away from them. But someone walked away here, and it left the other person out in the cold with the Five of Pentacles here. And, left someone sad and feeling without, right? For others of you, though, I feel like, sorry if you heard that, that was my stomach, guys. I'm going to have something to eat in a minute. But for others of you, though, I feel like this person in general, because they've done this transformation and they're in this energy of I am no longer fearing, things, because I've worked through my shadow side and I've got this courage now, I've got this strength. I feel like, they've taken it upon themselves to walk away from the things that are not serving them, and they've gone on this journey to find their fulfillment and really go after their passions. And so, this person, it's maybe another clue for you, that is really thriving right now. This person's really in their power right now, and they've really headed towards their passion. They've gone off in search for their passion and for their pleasure. We do have the pleasure card here as well. And sorry guys, I just realized I did not read your cards out at all. So do excuse me for that. But anyways, you can see what they are on the screen, and we are getting through them one by one. But I do feel, for some of you, I'm hearing the word hedonist. So for some of you, this could be a pleasure seeker. So this may be another clue to who this person is. And for some of you, I'm hearing if this person is returning, they may be returning with that sort of mindset. So coming back, looking for more fun than anything stable. So again, with this devil energy, this could be sort of more of a temptation and lust and things like that than anything else, if this is romantic for some of you guys. And of course, on a platonic level, of course, this person may not have had the best energy, or they may not be coming into your life with the best energy, whether this is a past person or as someone new that you're meeting that perhaps you knew in a past life. There is some kind of recognition with this energy though, so I do feel like you will know this person on some kind of a level. But yeah, this person may have been through addictions and things like too, with this hedonist kind of energy that I just got. This person, being a pleasure seeker, may have had some unhealthy addictions or something that they went through, and maybe they've had to really work through, like I just heard, dark night of the soul. So maybe they've really had to work on themselves, and maybe they've made a bit of a transformation. And this may be a shock to some of you too. Maybe if this person is returning, you may see the change in them, you may see the difference, and you may not even recognize them really to begin with, because this person really has made quite the transformation and is now thriving in their life very much. But I also see on the flip side, of course, this person is seeing that you're thriving this month of March in some form, and they're seeing you taking back your power or coming into your power. And enjoying life in general, I feel like, with the pleasure card here. And I feel like there is an awareness here with this Panther energy of perhaps if this is the person that walked away, if you're resonating with this person walking away from this situation, from the connection with you, then I think they are very much aware of the situation that they left behind. So this Five of Pentacles energy, this feeling left out in the cold. And because Pentacles aren't emotional, right? This is more about stability and things. This person may have left you maybe in a situation of lack in terms of finances, or maybe even security. So perhaps, for instance, and like this is why I don't like doing these kinds of reading, guys, if I'm honest, because I don't really like advising people or trying to, you know, talk to people about their relationships and things, because, you know, yeah. Anyways, if this could be somebody maybe that you were married to, that left the connection, that walked away, or perhaps you were the person that walked away, but there's some kind of so maybe you had to move out of the family home, or they moved out of the family home, or something like that. Again, this could be platonic as well, so maybe this is someone that left the family home situation, or you know, again, if this could be in terms of finance as well. You know, there was some kind of a lack there as well, but this person is very aware of this, and so are you, of what the situation was previously, if there was a previous situation. And if this was a past life connection for some of you guys, I do feel like, you know, if there are any red flags, if we're talking about the devil energy in terms of perhaps someone that might be unhealthy or toxic, then I think you will get a sense of that. Yeah, but I you know, I'm hearing that song now, you know, here comes the thunder, right? So I kind of, you know, I forget the words. I don't actually really know this song, but I know of it, you know what I'm saying? I think it's like, I'm not playing games, here comes the thunder. I can't remember how the song goes, but anyway, guys, you know that song. So I just feel like perhaps this person is coming back for some of you, for this pleasure-seeking sort of thing, this lust, this, you know, more of a physical desire, I feel like, than anything else, and you know, sort of coming in like thunder, hard and fast, right? But I feel like for some of you, yeah, you're seeing the signs and you're not having it. So this could be some of you either telling them to walk away again, or you walking away perhaps from this person. And so that could be the other thing too. In March, of course, you may be walking away from this Panther energy because this person may be toxic, or maybe you're realizing that, you know, this was more of maybe a physical thing, or something that was unhealthy for you, and so you're leaving a situation behind, and going in search for something a lot happier, where you're thriving, and you're taking your personal power back. So for some of you, I feel like you are taking your power back, and it's allowing you to thrive in a whole new environment. So and like I said, with this awareness, I do feel like, you know, the signs are there, you guys are seeing them, there's some kind of awareness around this. So I feel like you are moving forward, you know, being very aware of either what happened in the past or what the current situation is, and I think you guys are acting accordingly, I should say, sorry. So, and kind of with Panthers being black, and the fact that, you know, we've got the Panther here and we've got the Dark of Night at the back as well. Again, I'm sensing you may not expect this person to either return or to show up in your life. It's almost like you don't see them, they come out of nowhere. But we have these glowing eyes, right? So I do think there's something that you're sensing there, but it may still sort of initially maybe throw you off guard just a little bit. Like I said, like the thunder just coming out of nowhere. You know, when you're sitting at home and then all of a sudden you hear the rolling thunder and you go, ooh, was that thunder? And then all of a sudden, you know, rain breaks out and everything like that. And we actually, I think it is rain here on the Panther card, which is interesting. But yeah. So, yeah, so this is someone that you would know from the past, I would say, guys. And again, you know, you guys have free will, so it's totally up to you whether you want to accept this person back, whether you even want to deal with this person in the first place, whatever it is. But I do feel like either way, I do feel it's more the energy of you guys thriving here than it is this person. I think this person is returning because they see that you are thriving, and it's more of almost like an energy vampire, sorry guys, energy here, coming back for a little bit of fun, you know, yeah, more in the physical sense, I feel, if you guys know what I mean. So just be aware of that. But of course, you know, you guys do have free will, so it is your choice as to whether you want to engage, you know, with this person or not. So yeah, that's what I'm feeling for your love and romance relationships section of the month of March, guys. And let's get into the final one here of your spiritual health, well-being, sort of like a general kind of, you know, energy of what's going on. Anything else basically the spirit wants to tell us about your month of March, pretty much, guys. So we'll get into that section right now. Okay, part one. So we're on to the last section now. I haven't used any tarot in this one. I am just using oracle. So we have 4 oracle cards here that I have used for any remaining messages that spirit wants to pass on to you for your month of March. You know, this can be like spiritual health, well-being, all that kind of stuff. And then in the center here, I've pulled you a card from the Universe Has Your Back deck for some advice for you from spirit, as well as 2 happy cards for extra advice as well. So we're going to get into this now. So it's interesting, right? We've got stillness and stand still. So what I want to say, the stillness, first of all, I feel like, you know, that pairs up, we talked about previously in your reading, with that sort of hanged man energy. I do feel like it's a situation of appreciating those moments where, you know, you have some time to yourself to be in a period of clarity, you know, just a period of rest or some kind of moment, minute, whatever it is, to yourself, where, you know, you can appreciate, you know, your surroundings. You can acknowledge what's going on in your life right now. It's like that moment of gratitude, that moment of appreciation, that moment of understanding, you know, all of those things. And that is going to come from you taking some time out in the stillness. So if you do have any of those moments that pop up in the month of March, do appreciate that time, because that is going to give you guys a lot of clarity and a lot of peace, inner peace as well. But I'm also hearing, of course, we did speak about you putting yourself into that position of taking that time out to see things in a different perspective. So for some of you, this is, you know, spirit saying to you, take that time out for yourself. If it's not appearing for you, take that time out in the stillness. And of course, I like in the background here with the swan, we have the well, you can say it any way you want to, Aurora Borealis or the Aurora Australis. It's the Aurora Australis for us here in Australia, but if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, of course, it's the Aurora Borealis. And, you know, so maybe you, and we've got the stars and things there as well. So maybe you want to take some time out, you know, in nature and just, you know, really appreciate the seasons, you know, maybe go out, have a look at the night sky, something like that, you know, yeah, that may help you to have that bit of inner peace and come to those moments of clarity as well. That could be you guys needing to make a connection too with Mother Gaia as well. So just spending some time out in nature, I feel like, is going to be very helpful for you guys in the month of March. And with this standstill card, you know, I just feel like this bird just looks so peaceful to me, you know, like it's just standing there appreciating, again, the moment that he or she is in. And yeah, it just looks like it just, to me, honestly, it's a bit of a mystical scene, but it's also very peaceful. It just looks very peaceful to me. And look how calm the water is, how it's mirroring everything. So I do feel like, you know, if there are any periods in March where there's a standstill, don't take it as a negative, take it as a positive, and, you know, take those moments for rest, for relaxation, for, you know, but to bring in the calm, you know, and really be just in the moment as well. Because, you know, oftentimes I feel like we do get sort of put into these periods of standstill so that we can be more appreciative of the here and now. And a lot of times, you know, we're too focused on what has been in the past and what we are coming into, and so spirit sometimes, you know, really wants us to pay attention to the now. And so if there are any standstill periods, or something maybe isn't action's not happening, why is this not moving forward, why is nothing happening, I think it's because, you know, Spirit really wants to bring you into the here and now, or the universe. And, you know, there's something to be appreciated there in that moment, or there's something to be discovered or realized in that moment. Again, like I said, with the stillness, some kind of maybe clarity, or you know, being able to see things from a different perspective, gaining a higher understanding, right? Now we do have preserve here as well. So I do feel like, you know, anything that you go through in March, and we did talk about, you know, the Three of Swords energy, and we had things like the Five of Cups and stuff like that. Whatever you're going through, it's kind of like with this preserve, I feel like it's almost like a Nine of Wands energy to me. I sort of feel like it's take the lessons that you've learnt and move on, but it's like you're preserving some of these moments. Now being that that's under the standstill, again, that can just be you appreciating the moments, right? So Spirit may be making you, or you sort of coming to an understanding of being more appreciative of the moments that you have, the experiences that you have through the month of March. You know, like I said, thus putting you into that position of the here and now, right? So that could be that as well. But I do feel like some of you guys, you know, are sort of like, it's like preserving fruits or something, right? You're taking the lessons you've learned, the experiences you've learned, and you're sort of bottling them up in a jar. And that's not to say that you're, you know, unhealthily sort of like keeping them with you to the point where they're still affecting you or anything like that. But it's almost kind of like, you know, I had this experience, I went through it, I did it, there it is in the jar on the shelf, but I don't have to deal with it anymore. Do you know what I'm saying? It's almost like logging in a memory, sort of, in a sense, or putting a photograph into a photo album, you know what I'm saying? Been there, done that, went through it, you know, there's the t-shirt sort of thing, you know what I'm saying? But I feel like some of you guys are sort of doing that with some of the things that you've been through, where it's almost like, again, coming to this understanding. I feel like when we had the understanding card, you know, previous, of, you know, everything is an experience, right? And each experience that we go through helps us to grow, helps us to evolve, right? And we learn things, we become more wise, you know. So no matter what we go through, even if it seems like the worst of the worst, it's still in a way a good thing for us, because we're learning from it, right? We're growing from it. So there really isn't anything for us to sort of say, well, you know, how do I put it? I just, like I'm saying, I just feel like you're more appreciative of the experiences that you've gone through, right? Because there's a greater understanding now of the reasons for them. Does that make sense? And we have the devotion here as well. So I do feel like you guys, again, you know, I did get that sense, like I said to you in the beginning, of, you know, like a goal setting kind of thing, where you had the blinders on with the horse, you know, very goal set, you know, devoted, right? Devoted. So there is an air of that this month of March, and Spirit, I think, is really telling you to hone into that energy. So once you get that energy, it's like, because I'm seeing the cheetah here, and it's kind of like run with it, right? Once you get that energy, that momentum, right, build it up, run with it, go with it, right? Because it's going to lead you to great places. And so we have here in your middle card, the more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Now, some may take this in a religious way. So if you are religious, you know, you may take the word faith as the your religious faith. But faith in general, it's just, you know, having belief in yourself and belief in you know, the universe, you know, whatever you believe. But it's just the one word, believing, right? And, you know, a lot of the times it's easy for us to lose this faith, right? It is really easy to get knocked off our pedestal, or, you know, I'm seeing Spirit showing me like people in a carnival, right, when they're knocking down the milk bottles, and it's so easy to do that, and to feel like, how do I get back up again? Or, you know, how do I remain positive, during these moments. But again, it's shifting that perspective. It's keeping that focus. It's again, even just being present in the moment and allowing things to happen. Sometimes too, when we're going through difficult situations, I think it's always easier for us it's easier if we say, right, I'm going to be in the present moment and I'm just going to experience this, rather than trying to find an excuse to get out of it or to pretend like it's not happening, we're trying to think about the next steps when, the next steps are nowhere near us right now, but, we're trying to control this, right? We're really trying to control this, when in actual fact, it would just be a lot easier if we just accepted the situation and just went through the experience, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like, there's a need for you guys perhaps to sort of embody that this month of March. So, and yeah, the fearless and free, again, like I said, with that horse energy, I just felt that freedom. And so I do feel like, you guys are really making a change. There is a change coming for you guys this March. But it is all down to you guys. I feel like you guys are the ones really taking the action here and making the movements. So instead of, the universe sort of having a play here and other things being a factor, I do really feel like it's you guys that's taking this lead, which is really, really great. So, pat yourselves on the back for that. But with the two little happy cards here, we have, I am equal to anyone I can think of. So yeah, if any of you guys are, talking down about yourself, or you're thinking that you're not worthy of something that you desire, or a life that you want to live, or, you're just not very confident in yourself, believe in yourself, and know that you are worthy. You're worthy of anything that you want to become, anything that you want to have. You are worthy, and there's so many situations in life that make us feel like we are not deserving. And, that can come from ourselves, it can come from outer sources, whatever it is. And it can be hard to get back to that point of saying to ourselves, no, I am worthy of this. And it's that change in mindset, right? It's that trying to change that mindset. So just know that you are equal to everybody, and you are just as deserving as anybody else. So whatever you guys want the month of March, or, this year moving forward, go for it, do it, because you are deserving, and you are a wonderful person, okay? So we have your suffering and pain cultivates gifts that will make your future golden. So yeah, definitely all of the things that we go through, they do actually bring us forward. And it makes me think of people like, Vincent van Gogh and stuff like that, right? So an artist who had, depression and all these kinds of things, and, he struggled a lot mentally and emotionally, but produced some really breathtaking and amazing artwork, right? Stuff that we're still talking about today. So, and I'm not necessarily, I don't want to say that, like the only interesting, art and stuff out there comes from pain, or comes from, heartache and things like that. But, there is a lot of beauty within that kind of stuff, as hard as it may be to see that when we're going through these things. But it really does offer us up so much wisdom and knowledge, and it does, sometimes inspire us in weird ways, and a lot of our passions and a lot of things do come from it. So, and it's things like, for instance, people that go through traumatic experiences or something, right? But then suddenly they're inspired to write a book, and now they're authors, right? And now they're on this trail of enjoying, really passionate about writing, and so they write more books and things like that. And now they're in inspiration for others, things like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that kind of a thing. Yeah. All right, guys, so that was your reading. I don't feel like I'm getting anything else from that. So this was your month of March. I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please, and it resonated, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And again, guys, the likes are what get me a little bit more out there in the algorithm. But of course, you know, I think the algorithm remains a mystery to most YouTubers still today. So anything can happen. But, you know, I would really appreciate it if you guys would put a little thumbs up there. It only takes a second. So thank you so much. And I will see you guys on the next reading if you're going to tune in. Take care. Bye. Hey, Pile 2. So we are doing your reading for March. Now I'm going to do this a little bit differently, I think, than the last time I did. I might have done the same thing the last time I did a monthly reading. I haven't done one in a while. Anyways, what we're going to do first is get an animal card for you for your general energy for the month of March. We are then going to go and separate into sections. So we'll have career and finances, love and relationships, and then we're going to get into like anything general that Spirit wants to let you know. So this can be your spiritual health and well-being, and any other, you know, bits and pieces, and then we're going to get into just a little bit of advice. So this is your reading for March. So we're starting off with your animal card here, and you have the sea serpent. So this is a card that represents spirit. So I feel like you guys this month of March may feel very connected to spirit. Things may seem very mysterious maybe this month of March. There may be an element of some kind of mystery or some kind of like because I'm kind of, it's giving me the energy too of almost like a fable, like a story, right? A legend kind of thing. So, you know, you may be creating one this month of March, or a game. You know, things just may play out and seem a bit mysterious for you, and maybe there's a bit of a hide and seek thing going on here of, you know, things not being what they seem, you going in search for answers, maybe coming up with more questions than you've got answers. I don't know, but this could be very mysterious this month of March. And with the eye here in the center, at least it looks like an eye to me, so I'm going to say like that's the third eye to me. So obviously people interpret these cards differently, and I really do like to go on my own interpretations with these cards as well. Just because, you know, it's just whatever energy I'm feeling at the time. But I'm thinking, yeah, third eye, so you guys may be working on your third eye. This may be an awakening for some of you as well, a spiritual awakening. Some of you guys may be, opening your third eye for the first time even, and getting into some of these things. Now, of course, we have the sea serpent here coming around to meet its tail, almost like it's biting its tail. So this can be cycles this month of March for you guys, coming to completion. I just heard for some of you having a chance to start again. So it's almost like you've come full circle to where there's almost like a reset for you for some of you. I don't know why I heard that quite, but that's what we've got there. And, you know, it's this thing too. I still think, you know, even though it's a sea serpent, I still think of how snakes shed their skin. So there could be some kind of form of, or focus on sort of transformation for you this month of March. What else am I getting here from this card? Sort of thinking how, like, it reminds me of like eels, right? How eels move through the water, you know, and they're sort of free flowing. That may be an indication of how your March is going to feel for you guys, or you may just be feeling like you're going to be going with the flow a bit more. Sort of rolling with the tides is kind of what I'm hearing as well. And because the head here is at the tail, I'm hearing too, something may be within your reach, or it's finally more, you're saying it's finally within your reach, or it's more within your reach than what you think. So something, it's like you're finally able to come to an end. It's making me think too of dogs, how they run around chasing their tail, and when they finally do get it, you know, they're kind of like, oh, this is attached to me, like what is this? But I feel like it's like that sense of finally they grab onto the tail. So for some of you guys, you know, this may be something that's coming to completion, or you're finally being able to grab a hold of something that you've been meaning to get a hold of, whatever that may mean for you. This can be protection too. I sort of think of this protection from spirit this month of March as well. So you're highly protected, I would say, this month of March. And you might, being it's a sea serpent, you might be in connection with water. You may love to be near water. You may live near water maybe, or you may even have water heavily in your chart, sun, moon, rising, or anywhere else prominent, which would be Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So that could resonate for you guys as well. Okay, so let's get into the other parts of your reading. So we are going to get into your tarot, and we are going to get into your oracle here as well, for the next section, which is career and finances. Okay, pile 2, so we are into your section of career and finances. Sorry if the birds are getting loud, guys. I have the window open, and they're pretty loud today. Anyways, so for your tarot, we have the Moon, we have the 6 of Swords, we have the 9 of Cups, we have the 3 of Swords, and we have the Devil card. We also have the Oracle card of Protection with Clove Pink. We have Wisdom with Night Orchid. And we have Power and Wisdom again. Okay. So starting off actually just with that Protection card while I think about it, guys. I did talk about the Sea Serpent, having that sort of protective energy. And again, feeling like you are protected this month of March by Spirit, by the universe. So, I definitely do feel like there is an air of protection here around you this month of March. So know that you are protected. And excuse me for my voice there. For some reason I got a bit of a going on today, guys. So, do apologize. Right. So let's start off with these 2 cards that, the 3 of Swords and the Devil. Let's start off with these. Okay. Now, so yeah, in the month of March, there may be some kind of a heartbreak, some sort of pain that you may be going through, or something, that is on an emotional level difficult to deal with, hurtful, somehow emotionally affecting with your career and finances. Now, this could be paired up with the Devil energy. So there could be a situation where maybe you're realizing you're in a toxic scenario, and this can be, again, can be people perhaps you're realizing in your environment that are toxic. So maybe it's, like a coworker or a boss or something like that. Or it could be the environment itself. Maybe it's the job, or, maybe you're realizing the career doesn't really fit. Or this can be too, the Devil can talk about, bad habits and addictions and things like that. So maybe your habits and things around money, perhaps, you're realizing in the beginning of March really aren't maybe that great, and is sort of leading you to this 3 of Swords energy. But whatever this is, guys, you are coming out of this energy, okay? And with the Wisdom cards being on both sides here, I do feel like this is or has been a big lesson for you guys, and you are coming out with a lot of wisdom from it. So, and this is going to help move you guys forward. And again, whatever this is that you're going through, you are protected moving forward, okay? So, do excuse me again, guys. You are protected moving forward. So, and we have the Moon here. So it's really important for you guys this month of March. And we have 3 moons actually here. So we have, it's really important to the month of March for you guys to really pay attention to your intuition, let it guide you, and, anything you feel that might be off, sometimes we don't listen to that little voice inside of us, and, later on we realize we wish we did. So if you're getting a strong inkling towards something, listen to it, because, it could very well be, important for you, and could help you sort of maybe avoid certain situations and things that, you know, may have ended up being a difficult situation. Okay, so pay attention to that. Your intuition may be heightened as well this month of March. So again, I did talk about you sort of opening up that third eye, sort of feeling more connected to spirit, right? So you may feel like your intuition is at its high this month of March. And that again is really just going to help you guys in moving forward. But the moon too can talk about, you know, illusions and things. It can talk about fears and insecurities. So, you know, this situation that's going on in March, it may, I'm not, to be honest with you guys, I'm not feeling like this is a main energy of March. I feel like it's either residual energy from the previous months, so February or maybe months before that, however long this has been going on, if you're resonating with this already. And if you are going to go through it, I really don't feel like it's a main energy of March. So it may just be at the beginning of March that this is happening, and that you're going through this. But again, like I said, you are protected. And, you know, this may, you know, the anticipation of this happening, or the fact that it's happened, may have brought on these fears and insecurities to you, and, you know, sort of create what you maybe feel like are obstacles that you sort of put in front of yourself through these fears and insecurities, right? In going forward. But I really feel like, you know, with the Six of Swords, of course, this is coming into calmer waters. And I did talk about with the sea serpent sort of feeling like you're easily flowing, you know, right? Easily flowing. So it's that transition period, right? And I did say that as well. I did say with the sea serpent that I felt like a circle may be coming to a close. So if this devil energy resonates in terms of some kind of a bad habit or a cycle that needed to end, this is coming to an end, and you guys are coming into much more calmer waters. And, you know, again, like depicted on this card, for instance, you know, it's the rainbow after the rain. So, and I feel like, you know, this is you. Part of this is happening because I feel like this is a bit of a story here with, we've got the moon and then the Six of Swords, and then we've got the Nine of Cups, because it's like you're facing those fears and insecurities, which is, you know, getting you, if we're talking about the traditional tarot, right? It's getting you on that boat and you're taking that journey and to your goals and dreams, and you're attaining those goals and dreams because you know, because you took that leap of faith and you learnt from the lessons that you went through, right? You've got this wisdom here and you've taken that with you, and you've got your protection from spirit and the universe, right? And so you're moving forward with that knowledge, and it's bringing you into calmer waters, and it's getting you to where you want to be, getting you that wish fulfillment, which is there with that Nine of Cups. And we do have the Power card after that as well. So I think you are feeling very much in your power with that transition, the month of March. So, you know, we're talking about career and finances. So this can be, you know, you guys getting that dream job perhaps that you wanted, you know, because this is the wish card. So, you know, any goal that you were wanting to obtain, career related, job related, whatever it is, I feel like you're heading towards that. And the Six of Swords too can represent travel. So this can be you guys literally traveling somewhere. So maybe if you wanted to work abroad, or you know, wanted to move to another location to set up and, you know, put in for jobs because there's more jobs available in your industry or something like that. I see this happening for you guys because, you know, like I said, we've got the Nine of Cups there, and I think you're feeling very fulfilled there in terms of that. And so this could be a literal journey for some of you as well. But definitely stepping into your power and you know, learning from, you know, the previous period, learning from this Three of Swords, learning from the devil energy, and you know, with this wisdom and knowledge, and again the knowing that you're protected. Moving forward into calmer waters. and seeing that rainbow after the rain, right? It's interesting with the power here too, because we've got the thunderstorm, right? So, you know, the clouds are parting, and you guys are going to start seeing some changes. And in terms of finances, again, you know, this could be maybe if this is, you know, you're relating to this being a move or a new job or something like that, you know, this may be better pay for you. This could be, you know, even a promotion in the job that you're already at, perhaps for some of you, whatever this wish fulfillment is for you guys. I feel like Spirit's leading you in that direction. And with you staying in tune with your intuition, and again, taking with you that knowledge, that wisdom, well, it's wisdom more than knowledge, from this Three of Swords and the Devil energy, you guys are moving forward with, you know, a lot of strength and yeah, again, a lot of power, a lot of really feeling in your power, really feeling strong, independent, and, you know, able to go after your goals, which is what's happening with this Nine of Cups. So there is a change here in your career and your finances, from the way that either things are now when you're watching this, or the way that things have been. Okay, guys? So, yeah, definitely feel the change there. I'll just see if there's anything else I'm getting here for you guys. Yeah, I mean, again, with this wisdom card, you know, we've sort of got the underwater sort of scene here as well. And we've got the mermaid there, you know. I don't know why, but it's bringing the Little Mermaid story to me, where, you know, Ariel wanted, her wish was that she wanted legs. She wanted to be human, right? She wanted legs so she could walk and, like, do things that humans do. And she did get her wish, right? I don't know, it's been a long time since I've seen The Little Mermaid, guys, to be honest, but yeah, so I think this is definite wish fulfillment for you guys. So whatever this is that you've been working towards, whatever goal you've had in terms of career and finances, you guys are heading in that direction, and you know, the universe is ensuring that you are protected on this journey. So that's really, really fantastic. Okay, guys, we're going to get into your next section, which is the relationships section. So I will see you there. Okay, pile 2. So we are on to your relationships sector of the month of March. So we have, so what I've done here is I've dealt another animal card for a main energy that you'll be dealing with in your relationships zone the month of March, as well as the tarot and some oracle yet again. So we have the elephant. I'll get into that in a moment. We have the Two of Wands, we have the Moon, we have the Six of Cups, we have the Six of Swords. 6 may be relevant for you guys. We have the Passion card with Red Flare Water Lily. We have Wisdom with Night Orchid. We have Healing Chaos, and we have the Focus card. So, of course, now we do have the Moon and the Six of Swords again, which is interesting. We also got the Wisdom card again, which is interesting. So with this elephant energy, now this can be a fire sign. We've got the fire here. So that could be Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So you may be dealing with a fire sign. You may be a fire sign as well. But this is, of course, we're talking about someone we're dealing with. And again, when I say relationships, guys, this could be anything. Love-related, romance, platonic. So it could be family, it could be friends, it could be anything, okay? Now, with the Moon card, of course, now this, you know, Moon rules Cancer, so this could be Cancer energy here, so that could be relevant to you guys as well, or it could be another water sign, Pisces or Scorpio, may be relevant here. So, this elephant energy. So, for starters, elephants, you know, live to be really old, so, I mean, literally we could say this could be an elderly person, so perhaps, you know, as in like it could be an older person, I rather should say, sorry, that, you know, maybe a member of your family or something like that, because elephants, you know, are family orientated, so this could be a member of your family. For some of you this may resonate, or an elder person perhaps that you look up to. I am kind of sensing that. Someone, again, with that wisdom, someone very wise. And you can see here too that this person, this elephant has lost a tusk. So they've definitely been through something, and I do feel like, you know, again, that's a nod to that wisdom card, because I do feel like whatever they've been through, they have definitely gained some wisdom from that, and you know, obviously ready to impart that perhaps wisdom onto you. And maybe that's what you're gaining this month of March, some more knowledge and wisdom from someone else who's been through some things as well. And, you know, with this Six of Cups here, this could be somebody that you have a connection to, so you have a history with, someone from your childhood even maybe, or who was a part of your childhood. So like, that's what I said again. It could be even a parent, it could be a grandfather, a grandmother, something like that. Someone in your family perhaps that knew you as a child. But there's some kind of childhood connection here perhaps, or just a connection in general in maybe a past life. If this is someone that you're meeting that's new to you in this life, if you believe in that kind of a thing, of course. But there's definite, with the roots here, with the tree, there's some kind of connection already that is existing with this elephant energy. And, you know, Six of Cups sort of talking about the past and things like that, it makes me think of how elephants sort of have that thing of never forgetting, right? So, I think, you know, if you run into this person, if this is a new person for you, and there is a past life connection, I think there's going to be some sort of immediate knowing to that, at least on this person's end. They're going to recognize you perhaps, and, you know, you may not know them, but there's sort of, they may get a feeling of like, you know, I know this person, somehow they sort of might sense that connection, or, you know, you might both sense that connection. Yeah, I mean, you know, this can be someone who's very passionate, but what I'm more sensing here is this is someone who's going to almost reignite your passion. And it doesn't have to be, like I said, in the romantic sense, although it can be. But if this is a family member, which is more sort of, to be honest, guys, the energy that I'm getting here, then I think someone's coming in to sort of reignite your passion for life, or to reignite your passion for something maybe that you used to do. And I'm getting that energy with the Six of Cups. There may have been something that you used to do, that you used to have a passion for. And I'm hearing for some of you, this elephant energy, maybe somebody that you haven't seen in a long time. So as I said, it could be an older family member, it could be a distant family member, perhaps, you know, moved to another country, or they lived at a distance and you haven't seen them for a really long time, and then they pop up and it's like you just get so much wisdom out of them. And, you know, maybe they remember, you know, your energy as a child, and maybe they see, you know, there's a bit of a depletion there a little bit in your energy, or something like that. Or, you know, maybe you had a dream, and we did talk about that previously, right, going for that Nine of Cups energy, that wish fulfillment, right? Maybe they're like, you know, you used to have this dream, you used to want to do this, what happened to that? And maybe, you know, you sort of explain to them, oh, well, you know, I had a few setbacks or some disappointments or something like that, this happened, that happened. And then this person maybe will tell you the Tusk story, and they'll say, you know, well, you know, I went through this and this, but it didn't stop me, and I still went towards my goals, and I still did this and that. And that's going to reignite your passion to keep going and go for the things that you love and the things that you want to do. And with this healing chaos as well, this person may very well be somebody who can get you on the path with the Six of Swords to the calmer waters, you know, just simply by sharing their wisdom with you, and sort of giving you another perspective, right, on life. And, you know, it sort of ignites something in you, right, with this flame here that the elephant is holding, and it's like, you know, all of a sudden you've got a bit more motivation to sort of move forward. And with the Two of Wands here, you know, you're starting to make plans for the future again now, and I think, you know, there is definitely some sort of drive, you know, passion that's been reignited. I want to keep saying reignited. And with the focus card, that makes sense too, right? Because now you're focused on a set goal, or a set dream, or something that you're working towards again now. It's sort of almost like you've got a target point now to head towards, you know what I'm saying? So if maybe you felt, maybe even with that sea serpent energy, maybe you felt a little bit lost out in sea or in the deep waters, to where, you know, it's sort of endless. it seems really endless, right? There's no beginning, there's no end. It's just sort of like endless. And so maybe there was a loss of direction, but now you're regaining that direction through this elephant energy coming in. So that's really great. And yet again, you know, with the elephant here, we've got sort of like the third eye sort of thing happening there. And, you know, again, this person could be connected to spirit as well, or again, just someone who really has that higher knowledge, you know, that they're able to channel, whether they know it or not, and just really give you that guidance to help you move forward. So there's the connection to that again as well. And, you know, this person, you know, has obviously been through a lot, I would say, in their life. And, you know, this may help you overcome these fears and these insecurities that you may have moving forward. Maybe there's a dream that you really want to do and you've sort of thought to yourself, it's not doable, or the things that I want in life in general are not doable. Maybe even because we are talking about relationships, right? Maybe it's in the relationship zone. There's certain things that you want out of a relationship with somebody, and that can be anything, right? As in, like, it doesn't have to be, you know, our relationship goals can be what we want in terms of a friend, what we want in terms of, you know, supportive family members, and all those kinds of things that, you know, it doesn't have to be romantic, right? You know, but even if it is, you know, it's like, you know, you've had all these ideas like, oh, I would like this in a partner, or I would like this in a friend, and so on and so forth. But, oh, you know, that's never going to happen because those people don't exist, or I won't find somebody that I connect with on that kind of a level, and so on and so forth. But this person and this elephant energy may be really helping you move through these insecurities and these fears in moving forward, in perhaps working to obtain a healthy relationship with someone new, or, you know, just really your thoughts and feelings on and perspective on relationships in general, right? So yeah, like I'm saying, you know, for most of you, I do feel like this is more of a platonic connection here with this elephant energy. Some sort of transformation happening here with this connection though, and I do feel like it's a reconnection with someone with that Six of Cups. So this is definitely, I think, somebody that you do know. But again, like I said, if this is new energy, I feel there is some kind of connection somehow beyond the 3D. And, you know, this person may be well aware of that connection. I feel like they are very in tune with, you know, other realms and their connection to spirit and things like that. So they may recognize this in you, and you know, if you are opening up your third eye, if you're very connected, you know, to spirit, like I said, in the month of March, you know, you may make this realization yourself as well. Let's just see if there's anything else I'm getting here, guys. Yeah, again, you know, let your intuition guide you. I think that is another big message, of course. We've got that again for you this month of March. So definitely, you know, listening to your gut feelings here, and what that inner voice is telling you this month of March. And that's really going to help you guys move forward. And again, you know, you may be connected to the moon cycles. That may be important for you this month of March, you know, to really pay attention to that. You may be emotionally connected, to the moon. So maybe your mood swings and things like that are very, you know, moon cycle connected. And, you know, so you may want to pay attention to that as well this month of March. But I do feel like in general, you know, there's some kind of healing of upset or whatever might have been going on in your relationship zone. I feel like this is calming. And even if this was a situation too for some of you, you may have fallen out perhaps with this person, or maybe this connection, yeah, okay, I just heard for some of you, bury the hatchet. So maybe, you know, this is somebody that you're reconnecting with after years of not seeing this person. And, you know, maybe there was something that went down between you two a really long time ago, but it's kind of like, I'm just hearing like, we want to bury the hatchet now. Like, let's just bury the hatchet and move on. So, you know, you may be making plans again with this Two of Wands with this person to move forward. Again, healing this chaos and coming to some sort of understanding with each other and moving forward into the calmer waters with this Six of Swords. So that could be a scenario for some of you as well. All right, guys, that's what I'm getting for your relationships sector. So we are going to move on to your last section, which, you know, guys, I'm going to leave this pretty open-ended. I mean, it's going to be, it could be a little bit about, you know, your spiritual health and well-being, things like that. But really, I just want to get any extra information that Spirit wants to give you, and we're going to get just a little bit of advice as well. So let's move into the last section of your reading. Okay, part 2, we're on to the last section. So it's really interesting, you've got passion again, guys. So I think that's really, really awesome. I think, you know, Spirit is just really telling you guys, you know, I'm hearing Monty Python's nudge, nudge, wink, wink, right? Really pushing you in the direction of going for your passions, going for what it is that makes you happy, that fulfills you, something that you really love. And like I said, you know, there could be some kind of connection here with that elephant energy coming in, that's going to help you also as well. You know, find that passion again, ignite that passion, going towards something that you really love to do. And with the commitment card here, you know, Spirit just wants you to focus like we had focused before, and stay committed to whatever it is that, you know, you desire, that you want to do. You know, sometimes it's really easy for us to sit there and say what we want, but to actually commit to it, to actually stay focused, and you know, because a lot of times we wonder why we didn't get to the goal that we wanted to get towards, or why something didn't play out the way that we thought it would. And a lot of the times, you know, it can be down to our level of commitment, right? And the level of focus and stuff that we had towards it. As I said, it's easy to dream up stuff that we want, right? But, you know, it's putting in that effort to actually get to that, right? So Spirit really wants you to work on that this month of March, and just keep that, like, once... Okay, I'm kind of hearing it's Spirit's sort of saying, like, think of it like a marriage sort of deal, right? This is weird, but... how, you know, you make a vow to somebody, right, that, you know, it's in sickness and in health and la la la, you know, the whole spiel. If you think about it like that, think about your dreams or your goals or whatever it is you're heading towards, like you've literally just had almost like a commitment ceremony with your dreams and goals. So it's like you've made a promise to yourself, right, that you were going to obtain this, you were going to go for this, you were going to get this. So, you know, and you're going to stay true to that, right? So, yeah, so think about it like that. If you want, Spirit sort of came through with that. It's a bit weird, but you get what I'm saying, I'm sure. So, yeah, there's a highlight about commitment and staying committed to your passions and your dreams this month of March, because it is going to lead you guys to success. We have the success card here. And a lot of your reading, you know, we had the Six of Swords twice, so coming into the calmer waters, we had the healing chaos, you know, all those kinds of things. We had the Nine of Cups, so you're definitely obtaining these dreams, these goals that you want to obtain, and it is through that level of commitment. It's through that reignition, that you know, reigniting that passion. And for some of you, you know, again, like I said, this could be literal travel, because we have the Voyage card here. But I think in general, you know, this is the journey as well. And yeah, so it's kind of like, I'm kind of hearing, it's almost like one day you're going to be the elephant, is what Spirit's telling me. So you'll be that person that will have all that wisdom to share, and the knowledge through the journey that they've been on in their life to share with somebody else, and share their experiences and the things that they've learned and stuff like that, right? So so there's that there as well, right? It's like you're sharing it, and because we kind of have like the baby whale here with the mother whale, so I do feel like it's kind of like, you know, you're going to be able to play that role for someone else one day, and be that inspiration perhaps for them, or that, you know, little bit of wisdom that's going to help push them forward, or, you know, your experience and your wisdom is going to help someone in some way one day when you are able to tell your life story, you know what I'm saying? But again, you know, this could be literal voyage. And I don't know if I mentioned with the elephant as well, because we did have the Six of Swords, that person could be at a distance from you. So they could be, you know, overseas or something like that, which is obviously probably why you hadn't seen that person in a while. And I just don't want to mention too, I forgot to mention this. This may be relevant for some of you, but while I was dealing those cards, I got 99 red balloons in my head, and I actually started whistling it as I was shuffling the cards. So, 9 of balloons, right? So that may be relevant for some of you. This person may be from Germany. You may be from Germany. Or the 99 red balloons has some kind of reference. If you haven't met this person before and they were somebody from maybe a past life, like I said, I do feel like there's a connection. Maybe they'll be holding a red balloon. I don't know. That's maybe how you recognize them. I really don't know. But something about 99 red balloons may be relevant for some of you guys. So there we go. Now we do have in the center here for your advice. I recognize, and guys, look. Oh, no, never mind. Sorry, that was, I beg your pardon, that was pile 1. Never mind. I was going to say we got the panther again, but that was pile 1. Sorry, guys, you were the sea serpent. So I recognize, but you may have come from pile 1, so if you have, then that's that little clue to you there. But I recognize that I have chosen fear, and I choose again. I choose love. So, we did have the moon twice, and that does talk about fear and insecurities. So I do feel like definitely you guys are overcoming these fears this month of March. And a lot of that is through your focus, through your commitment, and this, reigniting this passion, this love for not just, goals and dreams and stuff, but life in general. I do feel like it's life in general. We also have, are you following your truth or someone else's? And I love that because that is so important. Sometimes we do get lost on our journey because we are actually not following our path, we are following someone else's, and it's so easy to get swept up on that, through people's expectations of us, even to the point, and I mentioned this in one of my, I believe it was the authenticity podcast that I did on my Mighty Motivation Project. So, even idols and things, people that we idolize, that we look up to, trying to follow in someone's footsteps, that puts us off our path. There's so many things that can do that, but it's really important for us to, sort of refocus, right, and get ourselves back on our own path, because we do each individually have our own paths, right? So we are not, destined to walk another's path, just like, we can't be in someone else's shoes, right? It's the same thing. So yeah, maybe there's a bit of a era of reevaluation or something there, or that might be something you just want to sit with for a moment. Are you following your truth or are you following someone else's? And then everything is perfect. Trust that things will fall into place. So again, this is faith in yourself, right? Faith in the universe, that kind of thing, that things will work out. And I'm going back to, in my mind, to that healing chaos card. So it's like, having that faith that, things will be okay despite any sort of obstacles or difficulties that you may go through in life. And, nobody gets through life scot-free, guys. They don't. They really don't. And even though it may seem, on the outside that some people do, you may look at some people and think they've got it all. There's never been a scratch or a wound on their body, obviously in a metaphorical sense. But, honestly, guys, no one gets through life scot-free. They do not. Because we are here to learn, we are here to grow. And the only way to do that, of course, is, to go through things and experience things and, stuff that's not always pleasant, right? Because sometimes that's the best way for us to learn, for us to grow. So, just, have that trust, have that faith, that things will work out, and, you are protected. I did feel a bit of an air of protection, of course, with you guys as well. So, just know that. And, in general, guys, I just feel that your month of March is a very transitional sort of thing. I think that you're going to see it, perhaps not in sort of really obvious stages, but I think it's more of a calm, actually, transition. I feel like it's sort of like the way that, as I said, the sea serpent moves, and kind of the way that you sort of easily swim through water and things like that. It's a flowy kind of transformation, right, guys? And so I think that's really nice. And you guys are definitely going to get towards your dreams. You're going to get towards your success. You will obtain success. Some kind of passion is going to be reignited, but I think the main thing for you guys is passion for life. And, if that elephant energy does show up, You know, don't dismiss it. Of course, this person may have some wonderful wisdom to impart in you, and you know, that may very well help you to move forward. And perhaps if you are on somebody else's path, or you're realizing you're not following your own truth, this may very well direct you back to your path and back on the road to your life destiny, right? So that was your reading, guys. I really hope you enjoyed, and please like and subscribe if you did enjoy this reading. If you like my channel, takes like 2 seconds, guys, to hit that thumbs up. Please do it, because it really helps me get out there more, so that people can see my stuff. Other than that, guys, take care, and I will see you hopefully on the next reading. Bye. Hey, Pile 3. So we are on to your reading for the month of March. And like I've said to the other piles, the way I'm doing this today, I am grabbing you guys an animal card for your main energy for March, and then I'm going to get into the separate sections, so career and finance, relationships, and then some general messages that Spirit wants you to know, as well as some advice. So we're starting off with your animal card. Your general energy for March is the earthworm. So obviously the sign of earth, so you may be an earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, or earth energy is going to be really important for you in the month of March. You may be feeling more connected to the earth. You may be called to be a bit more connected with earth, maybe make some connections with Mother Gaia even. This can also be a call to be more grounded the month of March. And, you know, worms obviously dig deep into the soil, so this is digging deep. So this may be digging deep into your inner workings, your soul. If you want to look at the ground as like your soul, for instance, you're digging deep to find the answers, to find your calling, perhaps even for the month of March, whatever it is for you that you are digging deep for. And, you know, earthworms, of course, you know, very basic creature. They don't have eyes, and I believe they are deaf as well. So they basically taste the soil. They feel sunlight. They sense sunlight, and things like that. So I feel like, you know, a lot of you guys may be taking a bit of a journey inward this month of March. So sort of the unseen, you know, the soul sort of search kind of thing. This also may be, you know, utilizing some other of your senses too that you don't normally utilize, you know what I'm saying? So if you're always sort of perceive the world through your eyes, you don't sort of look at it in any other way, or you know, maybe you're being called to use some of your other senses to detect things this month of March. I don't know if that's making sense, but it's kind of like, you know, maybe instead of, because if you don't have eyes, right, if you're an earthworm, maybe it's tapping more into your intuition, into your inner guidance, right, your third eye or something, for instance. So earthworms, you know, they nourish the soul, but they get nutrients as well from it. So, and because, you know, they're deep in the ground, right, we often don't think about earthworms. We often forget about them until they sort of come up to the surface, and we see them sometimes. So, you know, maybe you're doing work behind the scenes, or there's something that you're doing maybe that you're keeping to yourself right now. This could be a project. It could be even just yourself. Maybe you're a very private person. You keep to yourself a lot. You know, the color here with this card is inside the worm here, right, and the way that he has wrapped himself around. There's nothing on the outside of the worm. So I do feel like this is maybe something private, something you're keeping to yourself for right now, or you are a very private person, or again, it's you doing something that is, you know, sort of unseen. And for some of you, you know, maybe you do unseen work, you know what I'm saying? I was talking about this in one of the other piles. about the kinds of, you know, careers that have different avenues that you can go down. And I was mentioning how my brother works in the film industry, and how there's many different aspects of the film industry, right? So that we don't often think about. Sometimes, you know, we know of the director's name, so we know him, and we know the main actors, and that's pretty much it, you know what I mean? But there's a lot of people in the background that do things that we don't think about, like the set designers, you know, even the people, the historians and stuff that I don't know what their names are, like the titles for their job, but the people that, you know, when they do like historical movies and stuff, they've got to research all that stuff and find, you know, all these old, you know, antique pieces and things to make the sets look right and all that sort of stuff. And so they do all this research, and, you know, but people forget about, you know, their role in movies and things like that. We don't often think about those things, right? It's something that we overlook. So maybe you may be feeling overlooked in March a little bit, maybe, or you're just aware that you're kind of a person who's sort of a bit in the background, but you know, you may be quite okay with that. You may be a bit of a private person. Maybe you don't really want to be in the spotlight, right? And maybe you sort of like being you know, sort of hidden a little bit, you know. But it's also too, you know, the role that the earthworm has, of course, does a lot for the earth. So, you know, your role is very important. You are a very important person still in this world. So even if you're not feeling so much known or appreciated or seen, your role and you yourself are very much important in this life and in this world. So do remember that. But yes, again, I'm just feeling, you know, this could be you needing to be more grounded in the month of March, or feeling much more grounded this month of March. And there's something here about maybe like digging deep. So I do feel like this could be a bit of a soul journey, or some kind of journey where you're uncovering things perhaps deeply about yourself or your life, or where you're headed, or something along those lines. So fantastic. Let's get into your sections. So we're going to start off with your career and finances for the month of March. Okay, so pile 3. Sorry, I was going to say 2. Pile 3, your career and finances, and it is good. All right. So we've got 5 tarot here, and we've got 4 oracles. So for your tarot, we have the Fool, we have the 2 of Cups, we have the Justice card, the 8 of Pentacles, and the 4 of Wands. Woohoo! And then we have your oracle, Depth, with Woodland Tobacco, Emotions, Evening Stock, and then we have Security and Leadership. So this is great, guys. You know, the other 2 piles were more about sort of coming out of a rough period, but you guys, it's just like you're jumping into the great times. So this is really good. So we have the Fool, and this is jumping in, right? This is taking a leap of faith. So there's something in the month of March in regards to your career and finances that you are taking a leap of faith on. And with the 8 of Pentacles here, this could very much be, of course, a job, some kind of work opportunity. This could even be a project that you're starting, right? Because with the traditional 8 of Wands tarot, we have a guy who's actually handcrafting the pentacles. So this may be something that you do with your hands. You may literally be starting up a business as well. Your own business. We do have the card of leadership here, so it's very possible that you guys are starting your own business, perhaps in the month of March. And you know, we have the spider here as well. Of course, spiders, you know, weave their web. And, you know, I watch those guys sometimes, the way they weave their web, and it is really, really interesting because they are so, like, focused, and they don't stop for a second, and they just keep going until they've weaved the web, and then, well, they're quite happy. But it's funny because you've got the security here, right, and you've got the 4 of Wands, which both mean the same thing. 4 of Wands is security, right? Building those 4 walls. So this is what you're setting up for yourself. And I feel like, you know, like the spider, maybe you're not going to stop until you get there. So it's like a bit of determination here, I feel like, guys, as well, which is really, really great. but with the Fool here, and of course we've got the bird who has 1 foot off, little bird learning to fly, and he's got 1 foot on the branch and he's got 1 foot off. So sometimes that can, this card in particular with me can indicate a little bit of hesitation, but at the same time, of course, the Fool does embody that taking that leap of faith. So it's having faith in yourself, faith in the process, the universe, whatever it is, and I'm going ahead anyway, right? Despite knowing how it's going to turn out or what's going to happen. And the bird obviously perhaps doesn't really understand the fact that he's got wings and wings are meant to make him fly, but he takes the leap of faith and jumps off the branch anyway, right? And of course, can fly because he's got the wings. So it's just taking that leap of faith. Sometimes in the unknown. And we have depth here too, which is really great because I was talking, this goes well with the earthworm, digging deep, right? So, I feel like you really are diving deep to get to what it is you want. With the Two of Cups here too, again, this is this soul searching. This is finding something that really speaks to you on a soul level. So whatever it is career-wise that you are doing in the month of March, guys, this is going to be something that really speaks to your soul. And again, with the Justice card, for some of you guys, this could be legal stuff too. You might want to be a lawyer, or you might work in the legal field or something like that, or something to where you are able to bring justice to injustices in some form, or you're helping people get out of tricky situations into more fairness, bringing fairness to awareness to people about, fairer situations for, it could be anything, it could be human rights, it could be, anything, guys, right? And, if there has been an injustice, if there has been an injustice in your career or with your finances in some form, this is turning around for you guys and justice is coming in. So that's really fantastic. And of course, you guys are going to be feeling very stable with this Four of Wands and this Security card. And the Four of Wands too can talk about celebration. So no doubt in my mind here at all, guys, when you get to this point, you will be celebrating. So, with the Leadership card here, again, this could be you guys taking on a leadership role. Like I said, you could be starting a new business. You could already be, in that sort of path. You could already be in a leadership role. Maybe you're just taking that next step, the next stage. Maybe you are a leader in a business, an already established business, and now you're thinking, you know what, I've got the stuff to do my own business, and you're taking a leap of faith on doing that. For others of you, this could be taking that step up to that leadership role if you're not in that leadership position already. Maybe this is a promotion for some of you guys as well. And we have emotions here as well. And I think that's great because I did talk about how, the earthworm doesn't have the eyes and it can't hear and things like that. So, when we take away those kinds of sensory things, right, then we're sort of left with the heart, the emotions, right, the diving deep, the soul, all those kinds of things. So I feel like, again, this is a clue too to you guys really paying attention to your intuition and really listening to your heart, and this is what's leading you to this Two of Cups, because you are following your soul's purpose. You're following what really speaks to you on a deep level, again with that depth. So, and also too, this is what you could be helping other people with as well, and in sort of terms of dealings with the soul or dealings with the heart sort of space, as well. With the justice and leadership as well, you may be a judge or something, or you may be studying to be a judge or something like that. Anything goes here, guys, really, because it is a general reading, of course. So this is, I don't even know what else to say here, guys. This is fantastic, but it definitely, you are coming into more security. And again, I'm more talking about career here, but if this is in terms of finances, then, you are definitely feeling secure with your finances and, feeling like you've got that secure roof over your head. So, you'll have the money to, keep paying your rent and all that sort of stuff, and make sure you've got food and water and all those little things that you need and stuff like that. I don't see any issues. I don't feel energetically there's any issues there with finances or anything in the month of March either, to be quite honest. Other than the Eight of Pentacles, we don't have any other Pentacle cards, but once again, I'm just saying, finance-wise, I do feel like, you guys are doing pretty well this month of March. So look forward to that, because there is a sense of steady stability here in the month of March for you guys. But the main focus here, I think, is the career, which obviously finances come along with quite nicely, right? So, again, it's you guys starting up your own business, or it's taking on a new leadership role, or it's getting a promotion, stepping up one, starting your own business, something like that. And it is a cause for celebration, and it is going to lead you guys to some kind of, stability and security. And it's, I feel a lot of it too is sort of like almost like a reward from the universe for following your soul's purpose, and for going for something that wasn't quite obvious. I just heard from Spirit. So that kind of works for the earthworm, right? How it's not sort of seen. So maybe something that you're doing here in the month of March to do with your career might be something that isn't very well known, or it's a trade perhaps that not many do, something like that. Maybe it's something a little bit different, but and maybe with the Fool here, this is something that you're thinking like this, really would be a gamble to take a leap of faith on, because not many do it. Or it's even might be something that you think it's so niche that maybe not many people need it, and so you're wondering, like, is it going to bring me the coin? Is it going to bring me the security? Is it going to, provide for me in the long term, in the future? And yes, the answer is yes from Spirit, it will. So follow that inkling, guys, that you have, if it is to start up a new business or a new project or something, because it is going to lead you guys to happiness and security and many other really awesome things, as well as justice, like I said, for some of you guys, if there was an injustice. I really don't feel like there's anything more to say on this. So we're going to leave it there, and we're going to head on to your next section, guys. Woohoo! Okay, pile 3. So we are on to your relationships section of the reading. Now, as usual, guys, with relationships, it can be romance, it can be platonic, so it can be friends, it can be family, it can be anybody, right? Work colleagues, anything like that, okay? And actually, what I'm sensing here for you guys, we've got the Peacock. I am sort of sensing that this may not be on the romance side of things, but of course I will sort of go through all the options so you guys can take what resonates. But I'm feeling more this is like a bit of an influential energy that we have going on here. So let's get into this. So we have the Peacock, right? Very, very beautiful birds. And only the male birds have the colored feathers. So the Peacock represents masculinity. So we would have someone who is in their divine masculine here, even if it is a feminine that you're dealing with. Someone very much, I feel, in their divine masculine. But it could be, it could be a male person. And we have the air sign here as well, of course. So this could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. There could be someone you're dealing with. So we also have some tarot here as well. I'll get back to the Peacock. So we have the Four of Pentacles, we have the Eight of Wands, we have the Six of Swords, we have the Eight of Cups, so 8 may be relevant to you. We also have the card of Purpose, Desert Wishbone, we have Power, Queen of the Night, we have Taking Risks, and we have Patience. So, yeah, like I said, I'm kind of getting an influential energy here from this person. So this may be like this could be a mentor for some of you. This could be somebody that you look up to, okay? Because peacocks, they kind of strut their stuff, right? And especially when they spread their beautiful wings, right? People tend to look and admire, right? So this could be someone that you admire. And someone that you're maybe taking some notes from, taking some clues from as to you know, how to perhaps live your life or some such. I just heard for some of you this could even be like a famous figure that you just really look up to, and this is someone that, you know, you are paying close attention to in the month of March. So that's for some of you. Small few of you. Right, so we have the Four of Pentacles here. Now, peacocks, we think luxury and stuff like that, you know, very prideful, again, that masculinity sort of energy, you know, the beauty's there, the glamour, all that kind of stuff, right? So that doesn't, to me, pair up with that Four of Pentacles energy. So, of course, I am sensing that this Four of Pentacles energy is you guys. And, you know, this can be... And, you know, we've obviously passed through the career and finances, and this is more about, you know, sort of the material sort of side of things. But, you know, you guys may be a little bit frugal, I guess, with your money and things like that, on what you spend. You may have more money to spend, but, you know, maybe you just don't. Maybe you're very strict with how you spend your money and things like that. And of course, a bit opposite here with the peacock. This is kind of why I feel this sort of opposing energy, and maybe somebody that you're looking up to or sort of wanting to gain some knowledge from and wisdom about maybe how to change some of the things in your life, or the patterns, or the way that you are, perhaps maybe wanting to be a little bit more like this peacock energy. So, and, you know, this can talk about stubbornness as well, with that Four of Pentacles. So, you know, some of you may be quite stubborn in your energy right now. And, you know, I'm just sort of thinking about how, like, the peacock sort of walks along and then just, you know, decides, I'm going to strut my stuff now. Almost like it's going down a catwalk, which is kind of funny because I was... watching catwalk videos recently, and if you know me, you'll be like, why were you watching catwalk videos? Because I'm not into any of that stuff. But the reason I was watching them actually was because they were the fail videos, and I was having a bit of a giggle because you know, when you see the videos of the models and things, and I do feel sorry for them, but, you know, they have these ridiculous outfits, and they just, you know, they end up tripping over, or there's some kind of issue on the runway, and I do like to have a bit of a giggle, but I do feel sorry for them, of course. Anyways, but it's like, you know, they're strutting their stuff on the runway, in a sense, right? Of course, they're out in nature, but they're like, you know, I'm going to strut my stuff now, and everyone's going to watch. And, you know, so, but I feel like you're sort of the opposite energy of that, at least at the moment. And so I think you're wanting to change that in the month of March. You know, we do have, sorry, trying to figure this out here, guys. So, yeah, with this card of purpose, I feel like, you know, maybe this person might be able to instill a bit more purpose in you, sort of more of a direction forward. You know, maybe you've been, again, a bit too prideful, a bit stubborn in how you have been acting within your life. And so in order to create movement forward, and we do have movement forward with both these cards, the Eight of Wands here and the Six of Swords. So you guys might be... feeling a little bit stuck right now, or maybe, you know, you're keeping yourself stuck rather, and, you know, this peacock energy is going to help pull you out of that, and there may be some patience needed here with that as well, but, you know, I feel like you guys are going to get there. And with this card of power, this peacock energy, you know, they might be helping you to unleash your own personal power here, which is really going to help, you know, push you forward. And with the taking risk card here, I feel like you will be taking some risks in the month of March, because we had the clue to that already, didn't we, in your career sector, where you were taking that leap of faith with the Fool card. So I do feel like a lot of your energy actually this month of March, guys, is about moving forward and, you know, not being afraid to take a step, even if, you know, we can't see the step ahead, you know what I'm saying? Which can be a scary thing, yeah, but, you know, sometimes it's also a very rewarding thing. So, But it's interesting though, because we do have the 8 of Cups here as well. But you know, it's cool because in the career sector, we did talk about you guys finding, you know, sort of, and the earthworm as well, about like digging deep, soul deep, right, to try and find either yourself or, you know, some direction forward, something that, you know, your life purpose, whatever it is that you're searching for, right? And this is what you do with the 8 of Cups, right? Because there's a missing cup and you're going off in search for the missing cup. Of course, here on the card, it's depicted as broken glasses. And, you know, this more with this card depicted like this gives me more of the energy of like I'm walking away from a situation that doesn't serve me, which can be one of the meanings to the 8 of Cups card. But I often take it more, you know, with the whole energy of like going off in search of what's missing, or that soul search. But here it's really interesting because I feel like it's more depicted of like, you know, I'm walking away from a broken situation. And, you know, I'm kind of feeling too with that peacock energy. They're kind of helping you with that. They're kind of doing it. Just don't worry about it. I just had the word darling. So I don't know if someone says darling a lot, but it's like, darling, just strut your stuff and walk away. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to deal with this anymore. I don't say stuff like that. So that's really interesting. Anyways. So yeah, definitely taking risks. And that I believe is an eagle. So, you know, eagles fly higher than, you know, the other birds and things like that. So you're flying high, you're taking a big risk. This might seem like a really big risk, but I feel like it's going to pay out for you guys in the end. Whatever risks you're taking, is what I mean in general, like this month of March, right? But I feel like this is all heading towards your purpose. So yeah, I'm not really sensing this to be a you know, a love sort of situation here, guys. I do sense this more to be more of like I just feel like an influential energy. I feel like it's not someone that you're directly connected with. I don't really feel that. I feel like this is someone more that you've been keeping an eye on. It could be a public figure. It could be even somebody that you do sort of know on a like an acquaintance kind of level. But I do feel like you're gaining something from this person in the way that they live their life, and it's allowing you to make some changes in your life. So yeah, and we do have the 8 of Wands, which is about moving forward. So I feel like this is really going to allow you to move forward. Something happening here with this connection with the peacock is allowing you to move forward. Even if it's just seeing how they act and then going, you know what, I'm tired of being the way that I am, and I'm going to start acting more like this, or I'm going to start doing this, and I'm going to make this change, I'm going to make that change, right? And I think it's about having patience with yourself as well. We do have the patience card here. And so I think, you know, having patience with yourself is always a good thing, because, you know, we need to show ourselves love and compassion as we move along in life, in our process, and going through the things that we go through. So, and I just heard for some of you, okay, so Spirit just said to me that some of you are wanting like some kind of major glow up, like an overnight sort of like completely different person by the next day. And that's where the patience is coming in, because it's not going to happen overnight. I said this in my last reading, it's so funny, but it will happen. Okay? It's like a Pantene thing. I don't know why that's coming up so much lately. Anyways, I think it was Pantene. We'll go with that, guys. But yeah, so it's having patience with yourself. So if you're wanting to become more like this peacock, more like this person, it is going to take a bit of patience, especially if you're in this 4 of Pentacles energy, okay? It's not going to be an easy thing. It's not going to be an overnight thing to change, you know, from those ways. But, you know, again, it's that having faith in yourself. If you're unlocking this, this personal power, you know, obviously, you know, that's really going to propel you forward. And again, with the 6 of Swords card, you know, you guys are transitioning. You're in a period of transition. Oh, wow, this one's so different. Okay. Guys, I don't normally say, I'm saying things I don't normally say in readings at the moment. So this is very interesting for me. Okay, I'm hearing for some of you guys, you're changing like a gender, maybe even. I don't really like getting into this stuff because I don't want to offend anybody or anything, but for some of you, like, this could be like you're actually transitioning, like you're actually changing even your actual gender, maybe. So I don't know who that's for, but there's something there about that. And so this, in that sense, it's not going to be an overnight thing. It's a gradual thing. Yeah, wow, I'm channeling stuff that like I don't normally channel, so that's really crazy. and I keep saying I'm so sorry guys. I do realize that I say a lot, and it's just so annoying because I know that I do it, but it's still hard for me to stop doing it. The funny thing is too that I do these motivational speeches, right, on my podcast, and I'll let you guys in on a little secret. I actually type them up before I read them, because, and it's not that I'm you know, I do think I'm a good talker and things like that. I do think, you know, because I worked a long time in hospitality, liaising with clients and things, and I had to do briefings and stuff for my staff and whatever else, you know. So, you know, it's not an issue me talking, but and anybody that knows me will know that they can't often shut me up. So it's not an issue with the talking, but I do notice they say a lot. So yes, but of course I can't do what I do with my motivational speeches with you guys. I can't pre-type this stuff out. I've got to say it as it comes. So I do apologize for the guys, but I do realize that I do it anyway. Yeah, so very interesting here. So I feel like, you know, and this could be somebody that maybe if you're going, well, I'm not idolizing anybody right now. There's no one that I'm watching. There's no one that I've got an eye on or anything like that. This could be somebody that just shows up in your life, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, that's impressive. I like their style. I like their stuff. And you are, you know, sort of, maybe I can take a cue from them, right? Wow. Okay. So again, you know, and this could be with purpose. I'm hearing too, some of you guys might like this person's purpose. So whatever they do for a job or whatever they do in their daily lives. So again, because it's the peacock, for instance, they might be a model or something like that, and you're thinking, oh, you know what, I never thought about that before. Well, I'd actually like to be a model, or I'd like to do this, or I'd like to do that. So maybe this is going to help you sort of find your purpose as well, by discovering this person, or this person sort of appearing in your life, and all of a sudden it's going to be like, well, you know, now I know what I'm looking for. And so you're off with that 8 of cups, right? You're off in search of that missing cup. So all very interesting, and I feel like whatever situation you're leaving behind, it is a bit of a risk for some of you perhaps, but just remember here with this 6 of Swords that, you know, you're coming out of rough waters into calmer waters. So if this 8 of Cups is correct, in the sense that, you know, we've got the broken glasses here, and it's a bit of a how do I put it, like an unsatisfying situation, to say the very least. I don't know. I mean, look, I don't want to put it as it's necessarily a full-on toxic situation or anything for somebody, because, you know, it's different for everybody, right? But, you know, it's something that's not serving you right now, something you're not happy with, and so you're off in search of, you know, what speaks to you, right, on a soul level. Wow. So, yeah, and I mean, this, again, with the Power card, this person could be in a position of power as well. Which is another reason why I get the energetic sense that this person is like some kind of idol, or someone that you admire, someone that you watch, that could be some kind of public figure or something like that, you know, maybe a lot of people idolize. Yeah. I mean, peacocks are confidence as well, right? So again, you may be looking at this person's confidence and saying, you know, I need to be more like that. And, you know, this is helping you maybe come out of your shell a little bit more. Again, you know, into your own personal power, you know, discovering your purpose, or realizing at least that you want to go off and search for your purpose. If maybe you feel like you've been floating around in the water, you know, if we use the 6 of Swords sort of energy here, maybe you feel like you've just sort of been floating around in no man's land, and all of a sudden it's like, wow, now I've got this inspiration to head for a certain goal, or to head for a certain thing that makes me happy and that speaks to me, again, on a soul level, right? And, you know, the 6 of Swords can talk about travel, and, of course, leaving a situation here, of course, going off on a journey. We've got the sort of idea of travel there as well. So, you know, for some of you, you may be actually literally traveling somewhere, maybe to find what you need to find. You know, you need to move somewhere else. This could be another state, another... you know, even just another suburb, to be honest, guys, where you live. This could be crossing the seas, though. This could be going overseas. Maybe this person that you're idolizing is from another country. You know, could be a number of things, guys. And just by looking at these two cards, to be honest with you, I don't know why I'm feeling the need. And it's funny because I did this in the previous reading too, pile, sorry, where I pointed out a possible destination. I don't know why I'm doing that today. But with this taking risks card, this makes me think of America. So this could be somewhere in America. You may be from America. And with the patience card, I'm obviously seeing, you know, like Japan or something like that. So this may be where you're wanting to move to. This may be where this person's from, something like that. Yeah. Cool, very cool, guys. I think I'm going to leave it there, and we are going to move on to the next section. But yeah, just to recap quickly. So yeah, look, it's just a more of an influence, I feel like, on you, this person. However you end up meeting this person, whether you do actually meet them in the physical or whether they are just somebody that you're admiring from afar, this person definitely has an influence on you in the month of March, and is sort of giving you the confidence to step into your own power and to move forward in a very positive way. So that's really, really great. So yeah, let's move on to the next section, guys. Your final part, which, as I said, I'm just going to ask for whatever Spirit wants to tell you as a final word and some advice for the month of March. Alrighty, guys, we are on to your final section. So okay, we have 4 oracle here. And then I've got some advice for you guys in the middle as well. So let's get into your oracle first. So we have communication, we have transformation, we have love, and we have opportunity. So yeah, so definitely with that transformation, there is a transformation going on for some of you guys, and perhaps literal for some of you, which I did talk about a moment ago. But yeah, there's definite transformation happening here. So you're going to see yourself change and evolve this month of March, because you guys are really diving deep, right, and putting in the effort. With the love card here, look, I just feel in general there's a love for life, and I do sense that you know, it's like stopping and smelling the roses, and we do have flowers on this card. And it's taking that time to see the beauty in life, and I think you guys are really getting that moment in this month of March to see that. And again, like I'm seeing here, this indicates to me again, this is travel for me as well. I'm sort of seeing it looks like a vacation destination to me. So some of you, again, you know, you may actually be uprooting, you know, you may be moving somewhere else, or you may just be traveling somewhere else. But you know, it's that sort of feeling of things seeming new and fresh, and you know, like, you know, how babies see the world for the first time. It's like you're getting a new, fresh look at life through the eyes of love, right? Love for yourself, love for life. So we also have communication here as well. So it's interesting. I'll actually just read out your advice, and I'll get back to that communication card because I feel like that kind of matches up here. So your advice: I find a deeper meaning and personal growth amid the discomfort. So yeah, if you know, and obviously this is just, you know, we learn, we grow from the things we go through in life, right? That's just how it is. It's what we're here to do. So, you know, even when things do feel a little bit uncomfortable, know that, you know, when you come out the other side, you know, it's going to seem, you know, worth it. You're going to come out, you know, more wise, you know, again, that transformation, right? And so what I wanted to say here, we have 2 cards. So I can experience all that I desire. And I definitely feel that with the love card here as well. And we have the card of opportunity. So I feel like, you know, this month of March, you guys are really seizing opportunities. You guys are really taking things, you know, when they come to you and just going for it. Again, that full energy that we talked about, right? So I just feel like, and the taking risks as well. So I feel like you guys are really in that energy of just going for stuff. So something pops up and it's like, yeah, I'm just going to go for it. Excuse me, guys. So with this communication, so yeah, the other card we have here says, speak your truth quietly, clearly, and with love. So, you know, again, your communication might be on point this month of March. So maybe before, if you had trouble sort of speaking how you feel or saying what you want to say, I feel like that changes this month of March, and you're able to communicate clearly with people. And people respect you too, I feel like, for speaking your truth and being able to say what you need to say. And I feel like you're all the better for it because, you know, and I definitely have a connection. I resonate with this because I was somebody for a really long time, and I still struggle sometimes with it, you know. Being able to speak my truth. Now, that doesn't mean that I don't speak honestly, but it means that sometimes I have trouble, you know, saying what I really want to say. And, you know, because I, you know, go through this thing in my mind where I'm like, you know, what happens if I say it? You know, I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want this, that, the other. And I've really done a lot of work on myself to sort of be like, no, you can say this. You know what I mean? It's totally okay to say this. And, you know, if that's in your truth and it's in alignment with you and, you know, things like that, then yeah, go for it. So, you know, I've been sort of learning that myself too. But anyways, your communication is going to definitely be better this month of March. And, you know, you may be doing something in terms of your career. If we go back to your career, like I spoke about with a leadership role, this could be something to do with communication. So you guys may be communicating often with people in your job, whether that's a sales job, whether it's, you know, like I said, if you're working in the legal sector or something, obviously there's a lot of communication involved there. It can be anything, right, guys? So, you know, and you might be feeling like you're getting better at that this month of March and feeling a lot more confident within yourself in regards to that. And, you know, with this opportunity, again, like I said, I just feel like you guys are taking the opportunities that come your way. You're open, you're receiving, you're receptive to things that are coming your way. And I just feel like, you know, you're jumping in and taking those, which is allowing you this beautiful love card energy that we've got here. And I feel like that's how you're really seeing things in the month of March. And it's a wonderful thing. There's a lot of transformation happening for you guys this month of March. And you're my favorite pile for today, guys. I don't normally pick a favorite, to be honest with you, but you guys are my favorite pile. And, you know, usually actually I do sort of have a glance just for the fun of it with myself, and I pick a pile, and I really would like pile 3 to be my pile because it's just such a lovely pile. So this has been fantastic, guys. I really hope this has helped. Oh, I forgot to mention the flowers too. Sometimes, you know, these might mean things to people. So we've got fishbone cactus and we've got angel's trumpet. So if that means anything to anybody, if you know your flowers and plants and things like that. Yeah, other than that, guys, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed my reading today. And also, hit that thumbs up, please, because it takes like 2 seconds, guys. So if you really did enjoy my reading, it's like a 2-second thing, and it helps me out so much. I would greatly appreciate it. Other than that, guys, this is the end of your reading. I will see you next time. If you happen to tune in, would love to see you, well, energetically, right? Thanks very much, and take care. Bye.